Friend! Oh, new friend! Oh, friend! Please be my friend! Oh, friend!
Hello and welcome to Cheap Shot Entertainment. I am your host Luke and you are the Cheap Shot Nation, and this is everything that happened on NXT UK during the 15th and the 16th show, taping and published release of NXT UK happened on the 1st of December 2018. Sorry, the 12th of December 2018. And I'm going to take you through everything that happened. In the meantime, click the subscribe button, like the video, click the notification bell, join us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, and we'll go through everything that happened during that show. So we begin the show with a massive announcement featuring the NXT UK General Manager Johnny Saint making the announcement that the NXT UK Tag Team Championship Tournament would take place starting this show, where teams would vie for the attention of the General Manager, where he would then pick 4 teams and they would go into a semi-final and eventually into the final, taking place at NXT UK Takeover Blackpool. Like I say, all these teams, some teams have been chucked together, some teams have been together for a while. Gallus, for example, and Moustache Mountain, and yeah, they would all go into the hat, and eventually we'd come out with some winners, some first ever NXT UK Tag Team Champions. Speaking of which, the first match features a potential combatant in that tag team tournament, with Flash Morgan Webster going against Fabian Eichner. Flash Morgan Webster obviously tagging with his friend and countryman Mark Andrews over several weeks in NXT UK. Flash Morgan Webster showing his fast pace and unorthodox offense. Eichner is unable to keep up with Flash Morgan Webster in the early going in this match. The action eventually spills to the outside with Eichner on top of Flash Morgan Webster, sets Morgan Webster up against the steps, going for a running knee, the same move that took out Mark Andrews a couple of weeks earlier. We then see an entrance from Mark Andrews, stopping Fabian Eichner from hitting that move, knowing what it does to you. He stops Fabian Eichner in his tracks and saves his tag team partner Flash Morgan Webster. From here we see Flash Morgan Webster get back on top, hit the roll up on Eichner for the win, thanks to Mark Andrews causing distraction. Your winner in this first match is Flash Morgan Webster. We then go on to a match featuring the first ever NXT UK Women's Champion Rhea Ripley, and she is going against the young upstart 18 years old from London, Candy Floss, in an exhibition match. It can't be said it's anything other than an exhibition match, because Rhea Ripley basically beats up Candy Floss. A little bit of offense from Candy Floss, but eventually Rhea Ripley hits the Riptide, gets the win, and that's the end of the match. Doesn't finish there. She carries on beating up Candy Floss for good measure, and sends a message out to the NXT women's locker room, showing that she is the top dog of the NXT women's division in the UK. The next match features the NXT women's division, and it is Isla Dawn versus Killer Kelly, in a match that would see Isla Dawn stake her claim to the #1 contendership for the NXT UK Women's Championship, going over Kelly fairly easily actually, which is quite impressive considering Killer Kelly is a veteran of NXT now, and now over here in the UK. Dawn keeps the pace nice and slow, goes for a cravat lock, lots of rest holds, kicking style, takes out Killer Kelly early in the match, taking out her legs, which of course Killer Kelly is also known for her kicking offense, striking offense. But Dawn manages to dominate, hit a snap power slam and get the win. After the match, she challenges Rhea Ripley to a match. She says she's heading for that UK Championship. Rhea Ripley then responds with by coming out, and Isla Dawn says, "You're going to leave empty-handed when we go one-on-one." The match had been officially made by the end of the night. We go into an interview with Bomber Dave Mastiff, undefeated in NXT UK, and he is then disrupted by Eddie Dennis face to face at this point, and says Eddie Dennis is the #1 monster in NXT UK and not Dave Mastiff. By the end of the night, again, Dave Mastiff and Eddie Dennis would be scheduled for a match. We then go on to the first tag team match of the Tag Team Championship tournament. It is Kenny Williams and Amir Jordan versus Zach Gibson and James Drake. Again, another really good match, good showing from these two teams. It was very clear in the early going that Amir Jordan and Kenny Williams were gelling quite well, but as soon as Zach Gibson, the much larger, taller, stronger man in this match, got into the ring after a tag from James Drake, who was isolated at the beginning of the match, the momentum completely turned in favour of the grizzled young veterans. Amir Jordan and Kenny Williams could not get back into the match at this point. There is an assisted lung blower, also known as the Ticket to Ride, by Zach Gibson and James Drake for the win, quite convincingly. James Drake and Zach Gibson pick up the win and the momentum going into the rest of the tournament. Lots of Gibson heat in this match as well. We then go on to our main event of the evening. It features Joe Coffey of Gallus going against Trent Seven of British Strong Style and Mustache Mountain. Very much a head-to-head all the way through this match. Trent Seven getting the early advantage, Joe Coffey coming back, Gallus coming down to the ring early, Tyler Bate coming down to help his tag team partner. There is a bit of a showdown in the middle. Tyler Bate hits a running jump onto the outside, a suicide dive, something that he's very much known for, takes out the other two members of Gallus, and they battle up the ramp, leaving Trent Seven and Joe Coffey in the ring. There's a massive superplex on Trent Seven from Joe Coffey at this point, and a a Boston Crab. Obviously the focus is on the knee of Trent Seven, a knee that was injured a couple of months ago by Undisputed Era in their Tag Team Championship match. Of course, Mustache Mountain having mild success in NXT over in the States. There is a belly-to-belly suplex and a single leg crab as well. Again, Trent Seven manages to break this up. Seven then gets back on top with some quick offense, a couple of snapdragon suplexes, but the knee gives up when he goes for the burning hammer. This lets Joe Coffey in and gets a spear, or actually a diving headbutt, which sends Trent Seven into the turnbuckle. There is then a spinning lariat from Joe Coffey, also known as the Best of the Bells, and he gets the win. Pins Trent Seven clean and gets the win and the momentum going on in NXT UK. We move now on to episode 16, which was filmed on the same day in the same venue, and it is Ashton Smith and Ligero, again another team chucked together, versus Gallus, Wolfgang and Mark Coffey. Smith and Ligero do seem like they would be a really good team together, but in tag teams you need to have a lot of chemistry. You need to have been together for a long time in order to get that momentum, and Wolfgang, Mark Coffey have done that. They've been together on many shows in the NXT UK tapings, and they formed Gallus really early on in terms of NXT UK, so they know each other, and they managed to pick up the win in this match following a kick to the chin from Mark Coffey for the win, with Ligero outside, and that kick to the chin hits Ashton Smith. But yeah, some really good offense from Ligero and Ashton Smith, showing the big guy, small guy kind of dynamic that we've seen in WWE before, and it works really well. It's quite entertaining, but on this occasion they just came up a little bit short. We then see another debut, or debut, as sorry, that was funny. Another debut from Jack Stars, and he is going up against the grizzled veteran from Nottingham, right here in the East Midlands of the UK, Joseph Connors. Connors is vicious. Jack Stars never gets going, and again a bit of an exhibition match. Joseph Connors hits the Don't Look Down and gets the win. Jack Stars never really got going. Joseph Connors is absolutely vicious. Couldn't let Jack Stars get going, and he didn't. So there you go. He's got the momentum going again into the future of NXT UK, having been on NXT and in the brand for 2 years, ever since the inaugural UK Championship tournament. We then get an interview from Zia Brookside, which is interrupted by Ginny, and that leads on to their match. So we get another showing from the NXT UK Women's Division in the form of Ginny and Zia Brookside. Brookside gets the jump on Ginny early. Ginny doesn't take long to come back. Brookside hits the high flying moves, hits a couple of those, gets momentum, gets carried away, misses, crashes and burns for the following high flying move. There's a buckle flatliner from Ginny, and then Zia Brookside does actually come back in this match at that point. But with all the focus being on the lower back of Zia Brookside from Ginny in her offense, tries to go for the surfboard submission move, can't get Ginny up, the back gives out. This gives Ginny an opening. There's a wind-up rolling kick from Ginny, a ripcord rolling kick from Ginny, and that leads to the win. Clean win from Ginny, getting momentum going into the number one contendership for the NXT UK Women's Championship, going forward on to NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool on the 12th of January. There is then a James Drake and Zach Gibson promo saying that they are going for the NXT UK Tag Team Championships, and that they are going to win, become the first ever NXT UK champions. So we then go on to the match featuring Eddie Dennis and Dave Mastiff to crown the first ever monster of the NXT UK universe. Initially in this match, neither guy gets the advantage. Eddie Dennis showing a bit more of the speed that he has, whereas Dave Mastiff shows the just raw power that he has. Dennis tries to knock him over with his usual offense of shoulder barges and things like that. This does not work on Dave Mastiff, it never will. And the ref lets things go. in this match, letting the guys fight outside the ring, inside the ring, and eventually Dennis does get the advantage, favouring the rest hold, trying to take the air out of Dave Mastiff's lungs with the quarter Nelson, known as the cravat. There is a superplex attempt by Eddie Dennis, a fireman's driver roll from Dave Mastiff. Mastiff follows this up with a German. Eddie Dennis returns the favour with a spinning driver on Mastiff. Mastiff then goes for his second superplex, hitting the first one. I did say it was by Dennis, it wasn't, it was by Dave Mastiff on Dennis. Tries the second one, Dennis slips out of this one, tries for the Seven Bridge, which is a running razor's edge type powerbomb into the corner. Obviously at 350 pounds, Dennis struggles hitting this move, as you would expect. Dave Mastiff then hits a German suplex into the corner, follows this up with a cannonball senton for the win. 1, 2, 3, Dave Mastiff is officially the monster of NXT UK and has the only undefeated streak of NXT UK, besides Pete Dunne, obviously, who hasn't lost in over a year of holding that championship title. The longest reigning WWE champion in recent history, in fact. And one that actually defends his title on a regular basis. So I'm not going to reference Brock Lesnar in this one against the UK champion, because there's no comparison to the two. And that gives you everything that's happened on episode 15 and 16, which took place on the 12th of December. It was released on the 12th of December. I think it was filmed a lot earlier than that. There's lots of momentum, lots of jockeying for position going into NXT TakeOver UK Blackpool. And so if you like the video, click the subscribe button. Drop kick that notification bell to know when we upload new content to the channel, and also follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and leave us a comment down below. You have been the Cheap Shot Nation. I have been your host Luke, and this is everything that happened on NXT UK on the 12th of December. And at that point, I'm going to say goodbye to you. Thank you very much for watching. Happy New Year, as we are filming this in the new year, because I've had to catch up over Christmas. And we're going to try and get everything out before the 12th of January to keep you up to speed with what's happening going into that first ever UK takeover event for the UK NXT. So, you have been the Cheap Shot Nation. I've been your host Luke. And this is goodbye from me. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.